there is time when a saint needs God's intervention, there is no better time than now. Suffering with loss after loss, punished for every mistake, and carrying pain on and off the pitch. Buhimba United Saints march on with courage, hoping to get at least a lifeline. However, as they face a hungry Viper, Vipers SC haven't feasted on 3 points in the last 2 matches. They are desperate for a victory. That's why they are hunting this time during day. And it is times like this when boys are separated from the men, and the chaff is separated from the wheat, to make sure that they complete that distance. The StarTimes Uganda Premier League title is heating up, and teams are currently fighting for places. 6 games will be going down this very evening, and 5 matches will be kicking off at exactly 4 p.m. with the game that will be broadcasted live on FUFA TV sees the defending champions of the StarTimes Uganda Premier League, Vipers Football Club, traveling at the Royals Park in Butema, Hoima, to face the side that is currently in the bottom half of the table, Buhimba United Saints. Having failed to register a victory in the last games, Vipers SC will be hoping to return to winning ways, but also Buhimba United Saints want to survive and stay in the league. However, the other sides that are currently contending for the top 4 positions or the StarTimes Uganda Premier League will all be in action. At Bugonga, KCCA Football Club will be traveling to face Abdallah Mubiru's Entebbe UPPC. Kickoff is also at 4 p.m. The other game that will be running concurrently is that of URA Football Club facing Police FC at the Kira Road Police Arena. Maroons Football Club will also be tussling it out against Mbara City Football Club in another fixture. UPDF Football Club is also in action, and they will be taking on that side that they will be fit playing this very evening in the StarTimes Uganda Premier League when they take on Bull Football Club. And later in the night, under the floodlights, it will be Express FC up against NEC Football Club when familiar faces will be visiting Hams Stadium, Nachivo. I am Alex Mugaru Bisima. I do welcome you on to today's coverage. Vipers SC must win their games to keep their title hopes alive. Maybe.
Yeah, of course, the advantage is still for Vipers. They still have 4 points difference between them and KCCA, and they have a game to play, which means all they have to do is avoid defeat in that game. But before that, they have to win the games they have so that the pressure does not increase. If they have any kind of pressure at the moment, it will even be hard if they fail to win this game, because the bad run that they've had previously will be realistic, that probably they lost form at the wrong time of the season. Tony talked about the games they have been winning on the knife edge. The game against Mbarara City, the game against UPDF, they needed players off the bench to come and sort that out. Same way with the game against Calvary at home, where you thought that would have been an easier to win game, but they lived on the knife edge until Gaston Mlongo came to bail them out. So you think that they have to come back, especially after struggling against Chitara, where the coach said they were challenged by anti-football tactics. But then they go to a next game against Sports Club Villa, where there were more football tactics. Again, they fell short. They took the lead and they were pegged back. So, and you would think from the point of view of so many other neutrals and Villa fans per se, you think that probably if the referee was a little more cautious or observant, maybe the story would have been different. Just maybe, but that is how football is. So for the Vipers' perspective, they have to come out this time with the first of these 7 games to show that they're out of the blip, because football, especially in the league, you don't win it by winning all your games straight. There is going to be a blip, there is going to be a plateau, there is going to be valleys and hills, and probably the valley for Vipers included narrow wins. Some valleys for other teams included very desperate results, and the draws that they got were against teams that could be challenging, so they didn't lose against them, which is exactly the point. When you look at the flip side, the teams that are chasing have slightly tighter games, because KCC against UPPC, it's going to be a tough one, trying to face a coach that handled them previously. He has an axe to grind, and a team that beat them at home. So if you are Vipers, you would not even want to look at that result. You wait to see how it ends. If KCC managed to win it, then definitely you must have won your game against Buhimba, but they're playing at the same time, so they have to focus. Police and URA, it's not so much in the title picture. The other game will be on Wednesday, so Vipers will have to conclude that and hopefully have a look at what Chitara is going to do against an easier opponent, Calvary, and then Sports Club Villa visiting Lugazi, who came to Kadiba and forced a goalless draw. So you think if you are Vipers, this is a game you would win, and all of a sudden maybe you might be further points away from the chasing pack. So it is a tough one, because Vipers are not also good travelers. They do not enjoy playing away from home, especially on pitches that have suspect surface. Although of recent they have tried to grind out some results. They won in Barara, if you remember. They won at UPDF, and they did win again in other grounds that you think were challenging to them. So you think this time round, even when they are playing badly, they get a result. This is where the journey starts for them, and before you know it, maybe 2-3 games later, the story would have come down, or the pressure would have increased.
Well, Uganda Premier League 2025-2026, who will be walking away with this year's trophy. Only 7 matches are remaining to the close of the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. Now, it is at that time, as Tendo and Tony have been mentioning, where boys are separated from the men. But let's turn the attention to our game that will be broadcasted live on FUFA TV today. Tony, two sides, Buhimba United Saints and Vipers SC, are face off with divergent targets. Of course, what do you make of that fixture? Putting in consideration how the two sides have been performing, and probably their major targets. Vipers SC are chasing the title. Buhimba United Saints wants to fend off a relegation. Who is on pressure? Who wants it more?
I think, like I said, Buhimba lies in a most dangerous situation, whereby they are fighting relegation. When you look at their games ahead of them, the 7 games you talked about, they still have 2 direct opponents, the ones they are competing with them.
In the relegation
yes, there is Imbarara, and then there is also Lugazi. They haven't played them. And when you look at Vipers, almost he's playing a lot of teams that are in the mid-table, and is only remaining with one team that is their direct competitor, that is KCC. So I think when I look at how they stand, Buhimba lies in a very dangerous position than Vipers, because Vipers, like we said, they are on the top, trying to figure out how they keep on the top as well. But along the way, there is a pack also, like is chasing them up, but they are also under pressure. They might also lose their games. So I think it's going to be a game that gives us a lot of things. But like I said at the start, that it's going to be determined on who is more strong mentally, because we know when a team is fighting relegation, there is a lot that is happening in the team and outside the team, in the administration, a lot of things. And the mere fact that the opponents you are competing with to fight to survive relegation are winning their games, then it puts even more pressure on you. So I think Buhimba lies on in a situation that is more, that has a lot of pressure than Vipers. Tendo here talked about Buhimba, but he made me remember of a certain fan who is always on social media, Buhimba fan, in names of Mr. Paul. One time he said that they took 400 touches against Chitala, but like one football great put it out that it doesn't matter how good you play, but football without purpose, without scoring goals, you cannot achieve anything. So I think Buhimba, for the couple of games they have played good games, fantastic games, no wins, no scoring goals. This is something they have to look into, even the technical team and the coach, to see that they start scoring goals.